Long ago, in a bright and peaceful land called the Golden Valley Kingdom, there stood a magnificent castle made of white stone and shining towers. Every morning, the sunlight touched the castle walls, making them glow like gold. Inside this castle lived Princess Ilara, the only daughter of King Alden. Princess Ilara was known across many kingdoms for her beauty. She had long golden hair that shined like sunlight and kind blue eyes that always looked at people with warmth. But what made Princess Ilara truly special was not her beauty, it was her heart. Unlike many royals, she loved spending time outside the palace walls. She often visited the village nearby, playing with children, feeding horses, and helping the elderly people. The villagers loved her. But inside the castle, the king had a problem. Princess Ilara was now old enough to be married, and princes from many rich kingdoms were traveling to the castle to ask for her hand. One bright afternoon, the grand hall of the castle was filled with music and laughter. Golden chandeliers sparkled above long tables covered with delicious food. Princes from different kingdoms stood proudly in their finest clothes. One prince brought a chest filled with diamonds. Another prince presented a golden crown decorated with rare jewels. A third prince offered the king 20 powerful war horses and promised a great alliance. King Alden was impressed, but Princess Ilara simply smiled politely. Finally, the king turned to his daughter. "Princess Ilara," he said kindly, "many powerful princes wish to marry you. Surely one of them must be worthy." The hall grew quiet. Princess Ilara slowly stood up and looked at the princess. Then she said something that surprised everyone. "I do not wish to marry the richest prince," she said softly. "I want to marry someone who has a kind heart, someone who truly cares for people." The princes looked at each other in confusion. Some of them whispered. One prince even laughed quietly. King Alden sighed. "My dear daughter," he said, "kindness is important, but a kingdom also needs power and wealth." But Princess Ilara gently shook her head. "A kingdom becomes strong when its people are loved." The room fell silent. Far away, beyond mountains and forests, there was another kingdom called Silverwood. In this kingdom lived Prince Adrian, a brave young prince known for his courage and wisdom. Prince Adrian loved adventure more than royal parties. He often trained with soldiers, rode through forests, and helped protect villages from wild animals. One evening, during a royal gathering, a traveling merchant told the story of Princess Ilara. He spoke about her kindness. He spoke about how she wanted to marry someone with a loving heart, not a wealthy prince. Prince Adrian listened carefully. "Is that truly what she said?" Adrian asked. "Yes," the merchant replied. "She refused many rich princes." Prince Adrian smiled thoughtfully. "A princess who values kindness over gold," he said quietly. For some reason, her words stayed in his mind. Days later, Adrian decided he wanted to see this princess for himself, but he had a strange idea. "If I go as a prince," he thought, "she will only see my crown. So I will go as a simple man and let my actions speak." And with that decision, Prince Adrian prepared for a journey that would change his life. Prince Adrian removed his royal clothing. He placed his crown inside a wooden chest and locked it away. Instead, he wore simple armor like a castle guard. With only a sword, a horse, and a small bag of supplies, he traveled across forests, rivers, and hills until he finally reached Golden Valley Kingdom. When he arrived at the castle gates, many new soldiers were waiting to join the royal guard. Adrian stood quietly among them. The captain of the guards walked down the line, inspecting each man. When he reached Adrian, he asked, "Name?" "Adrian," he replied calmly. "Can you fight?" Adrian nodded. The captain handed him a training sword. "Show me." Adrian moved quickly. His strikes were fast, controlled, and precise. Within seconds, he defeated 2 training soldiers. The captain raised an eyebrow. "Impressive," he said. "You start tomorrow." And just like that, Prince Adrian became a guard in Princess Ilara's castle. The next morning, the castle gardens were bright with sunlight. Princess Ilara walked slowly along the stone path surrounded by colorful flowers and singing birds. 2 guards stood nearby. One of them was Adrian. As the princess walked past him, Adrian lowered his head respectfully. But for a brief moment, Princess Ilara glanced at him. There was something different about this guard. He stood calmly, confidently, not proud, not nervous, just peaceful. She continued walking, but the brief moment stayed in her thoughts. Later that afternoon, Princess Ilara decided to ride her horse near the forest edge outside the castle. The air was cool and quiet. Suddenly, the bushes shook violently. A large wild wolf jumped out onto the path. The horse panicked. Princess Ilara nearly lost control. The nearby guards froze in fear, but one guard ran forward immediately. Adrian. He stepped between the wolf and the princess. The wolf growled and leaped. Adrian moved quickly, raising his sword and shouting loudly. The wolf hesitated. Adrian struck the ground with his blade and stepped forward fearlessly. The wolf, startled and confused, finally turned and ran back into the forest. Silence filled the path. Princess Ilara slowly climbed down from her horse. She looked at Adrian. "You protected me." Adrian bowed slightly. "It is my duty, princess, but you could have been hurt." Adrian smiled gently. "Protecting others is always worth the risk." Princess Ilara looked at him for a moment longer. Something about his words felt very sincere. Very sincere. Over the following days, Princess Ilara began noticing Adrian more often. She saw him helping young stable boys carry heavy buckets. She saw him bandaging the leg of an injured horse. One evening, she even saw him giving his food to a hungry village child outside the gate. He never asked for praise. He never acted proud. He simply helped others quietly. Princess Ilara began to feel curious about him. Who is this guard? She wondered. One peaceful evening, Princess Ilara stood on her balcony overlooking the castle courtyard. Below, she saw Adrian sitting beside a group of village children, telling them a funny story. The children laughed loudly. Adrian laughed with them. Princess Ilara smiled softly. Then she whispered to herself, "Perhaps a kind heart is more powerful than a crown." But Princess Ilara still did not know the truth. The quiet guard in her castle was actually a prince, and this was only the beginning of their story. Days slowly turned into weeks inside Golden Valley Kingdom. Life in the castle continued as usual, servants rushing through the halls, soldiers training in the courtyard, and musicians playing cheerful tunes in the royal gardens. But for Princess Ilara, something had changed. She found herself noticing one particular guard more than anyone else, Adrian, the quiet guard who had protected her from the wolf. One bright morning, Princess Ilara was walking through the palace gardens. The flowers were blooming in every color, red roses, purple lavender, and bright yellow sunflowers swaying gently in the wind. Adrian stood nearby on duty. For a moment, Princess Ilara hesitated, then she walked toward him. "Guard Adrian," she said kindly. Adrian bowed respectfully. "Yes, princess?" Ilara looked at the garden around them. "You spend a lot of time helping others in the castle," she said. "Why do you do it?" Adrian thought for a moment before answering. "Because helping people makes the world better, even in small ways." Princess Ilara smiled. "That's exactly what I believe." For the first time, they both laughed softly together. From that day forward, Princess Ilara often spoke with Adrian during her walks. They talked about many things, about the villages, about animals, about dreams. And slowly, something warm began growing between them, a quiet friendship, maybe even something more. But far away in the dark forests beyond the kingdom, danger was growing. A group of ruthless bandits, led by a cruel man named Rogar, had been watching the kingdom for weeks. Rogar was greedy and clever. He had heard stories about the rich castle and its treasures, but what interested him most was something else. "The princess," Rogar said one night beside a campfire. "If we capture her, the king will give us anything to get her back." The bandits grinned wickedly. That night, they began preparing for an attack. A few nights later, dark clouds filled the sky above Golden Valley Kingdom. Thunder rolled across the mountains. Rain began falling heavily on the castle walls. Inside the castle, most people had gone to sleep, but Adrian was still awake, standing guard in the courtyard. Something didn't feel right. The wind howled loudly. Suddenly, clang! A loud crash echoed near the castle gate. Adrian's eyes widened. Then came shouting. Bandits! Bandits at the gate! Dozens of dark figures rushed toward the castle entrance. Rogar and his men had arrived. The bandits forced open the outer gate and stormed inside. Guards quickly grabbed their swords. Torches flickered in the wind as steel clashed against steel. Adrian ran toward the fight. Two bandits rushed at Adrian. Adrian moved quickly, his sword flashing in the torchlight. Clang! Clang! Within seconds, he disarmed one bandit and knocked the other to the ground. But the bandits kept coming. Their real target was inside the castle, Princess Ilara. Inside the castle tower, Princess Ilara woke suddenly. She could hear shouting and fighting below. Her heart raced. Then the door to the hallway burst open. Two bandits ran toward her room. "Grab the princess," one of them shouted. Ilara stepped back in fear. Just as the bandits reached the doorway, whoosh! A sword swung across the entrance. Adrian stood there, breathing heavily from battle. "You will not touch the princess," he said firmly. The bandits attacked. The fight was fierce. One bandit lunged forward, but Adrian blocked the strike. Another tried to attack from behind, but Adrian spun quickly and knocked his weapon away. Finally, with one last powerful move, he defeated them both. The hallway fell silent. Ilara stared at him in amazement. "You saved me again," she said softly. Adrian lowered his sword. "As long as I am here, you will always be safe." Meanwhile, Rogar had reached the castle courtyard. He roared angrily when he saw his men being defeated. Adrian stepped forward to face him. The rain poured harder now, soaking the stone ground. Rogar was large and strong, swinging a heavy sword. The fight was intense. Their blades clashed again and again. But Adrian was faster. With a clever move, he knocked Rogar's sword from his hand and forced him to the ground. The remaining bandits ran away into the night. The kingdom was safe. The next morning, the castle courtyard was filled with soldiers and villagers celebrating the victory. Princess Ilara stood beside Adrian. "You fought like a great warrior," she said. Before Adrian could answer, something unexpected happened. A group of royal soldiers arrived at the castle gates. Their armor was different, silver with a shining crest. They were from Silverwood Kingdom. The soldiers walked toward Adrian and suddenly knelt before him. "Your Highness," their captain said respectfully, "we have finally found you." Princess Ilara looked confused. "Your Highness?" Adrian took a deep breath. It was time to tell the truth. He turned toward her. "I am not only a Dard," he said gently. "My real name is Prince Adrian of Silverwood." The courtyard fell completely silent. Princess Ilara stared in shock. "You are a prince?" Adrian nodded. "I came here in disguise because I wanted you to know me for who I truly am, not for my crown." He looked at her sincerely. "I wanted you to see my heart first." Princess Ilara was quiet for a moment. Then she slowly smiled. "I already saw your heart," she said. "You protected people. You helped the poor. You risked your life for others." She stepped closer to him. "Whether you are a prince or a simple guard, you are exactly the kind of person I hoped to find." Adrian's face brightened with happiness. A few months later, Golden Valley Kingdom held the greatest celebration it had ever seen. Colorful banners covered the castle walls, musicians played joyful songs, villagers danced in the streets, and in the grand courtyard, under the bright blue sky, Princess Ilara and Prince Adrian were married. The people cheered loudly as the two kind rulers promised to protect and care for their kingdoms together. And so, the princess who wanted a kind heart instead of great riches finally found exactly what she was looking for. Because in the end, the greatest treasure in the world is a heart full of kindness and love.
Toon Tales! Subscribe now!
Once upon a time, in a peaceful forest surrounded by tall mountains, there lived a strong and brave eagle. He loved flying high in the sky and watching the world below. Everyone admired the eagle for his power and sharp eyes.
Ah, I love the open sky. Flying makes me feel free and strong.
One evening, the eagle met a quiet and wise owl near an old tree. Even though the eagle loved the day and the owl loved the night, they quickly became good friends.
Hello, Owl. You seem very wise. I'm happy to meet you. Hello, Eagle. I'm glad to meet you too. Friendship makes the forest a better place.
And from that day on, the eagle and the owl became close friends.
Dear Owl, you are my friend. I promise you that I will never hurt or eat your babies.
The owl felt happy and safe after hearing the eagle's promise.
Thank you, Eagle. That means a lot to me.
But the eagle was a careful thinker. He wanted to be sure.
Brother Owl, please tell me something important. How will I recognize your children? I don't want to make a mistake. Oh, that's very easy, Eagle. My babies are the most beautiful babies in the entire forest.
The owl spoke with pride, just like any loving parent would.
They have shiny feathers, and when you see them, you will recognize them right away.
But the owl did not explain clearly, and that small mistake would soon cause a big problem.
All right, Owl. I understand now. I will never make a mistake.
The eagle felt sure of himself and believed he had all the information he needed.
But remember, my friend, it's always better to ask clearly first than to feel sorry later.
And with that, the eagle spread his wings and flew away into the open sky. The next day, the eagle was flying around the forest searching for food. Suddenly, he spotted a nest high up on a tall tree. The babies were dark, noisy, and not very pretty.
These babies don't look beautiful at all.
The eagle looked carefully and remembered what the owl had said.
Owl told me his babies are the most beautiful in the forest. These babies are noisy and ugly. They cannot be Owl's children.
And sadly, the eagle made a terrible mistake. The eagle ate the baby birds and flew away, believing he had done nothing wrong. Later that day, the owl returned to his nest.
Oh, where are my children?
The nest was empty. The owl's heart was broken.
My babies! What has happened to my babies?
Filled with sadness and anger, the owl searched for the eagle.
Eagle, what have you done? You ate my babies!
What? No, I didn't know they were your children. They were dark, noisy, and not beautiful. You said your babies were the most beautiful in the forest.
The eagle was terrified and confused. Without waiting for an answer, the eagle flew away in fear. Nearby, a wise bat had seen everything.
Owl, the eagle is not fully to blame.
The owl looked confused, listening carefully.
You told him your babies were the most beautiful, but what is beautiful to one parent may not seem beautiful to someone else.
The bat explained that honesty and clear communication are very important. Trying to mislead others or hide the truth can have unintended consequences.
I understand now. I should have been clear from the beginning.
And so, the owl learned an important lesson. Honesty and clear communication can prevent misunderstandings. Sometimes, even friends can make mistakes, but talking openly and truthfully keeps everyone safe and happy.
Remember, little ones, always be honest and clear, and you will avoid trouble.
And from that day on, the eagle, the owl, and the bat lived peacefully, understanding each other a little better, and the forest became even more harmonious.
Toon Tales. Subscribe now.
बहुत पुरानी बात है। एक खूबसूरत पहाड़ के दामन में नूराबाद नाम का एक प्यारा सा गांव आबाद था। उस गांव के बच्चे बहुत हंसमुख और खुशमिजाज थे। उन्हीं बच्चों में एक नेक दिल और ज़हीन लड़का था जिसका नाम था आयान। आयान को कहानियां सुनना बहुत पसंद था और वो हमेशा नई नई चीज़ों का ख्वाब देखा करता था। गांव के मशरिक की तरफ एक घना और पुरअसरार जंगल था। लोग उसे सब्ज इसरार कहते थे। बुजुर्गों का कहना था कि उस जंगल के बीचों बीच एक जादुई झील है जिसका पानी चांदी की तरह चमकता है। कहा जाता था जो भी उस झील तक पहुंच जाए उसे एक अनमोल इनाम मिलता है। लेकिन इस जंगल में पहुंचना आसान नहीं था, क्योंकि जंगल हर मुसाफिर की हिम्मत और सच्चाई का इम्तिहान लेता था। एक दिन आयान ने फैसला किया कि वो उस जादुई झील को तलाश करेगा। उसने अपने थैले में कुछ रोटियां, पानी की बोतल और एक पुराना कुतुबनुमा रखा और हिम्मत के साथ जंगल की तरफ चल पड़ा। जैसे ही आयान ने जंगल में कदम रखा, उसे अजीब सी खुशबू महसूस हुई। दरख्तों के पत्ते जैसे हल्की हल्की धुन बजा रहे हों। परिंदे भी आम परिंदों जैसे नहीं थे, उनके पर रंग बिरंगे और चमकदार थे। थोड़ी दूर चलने के बाद आयान एक बहुत बड़े बरगद के दरख्त के पास पहुंचा। वहां उसने देखा कि एक नन्ही सी गिलहरी उदास होकर बैठी थी। आयान ने प्यार से पूछा, नन्ही गिलहरी, तुम उदास क्यों हो? गिलहरी बोली, ऐ मुसाफिर, मैं कई दिनों से भूखी हूँ। मेरे पास इतनी ताकत नहीं कि मैं ऊपर शाखों तक जा सकूं। आयान को भी भूख लगी हुई थी, लेकिन उसका दिल नर्म था। उसने फौरन अपने थैले से रोटी निकाली, उसके छोटे छोटे टुकड़े किए और गिलहरी के सामने रख दिए। गिलहरी खुशी खुशी खाने लगी और बोली, नेक दिल लड़के, अल्लाह तुम्हारा रास्ता आसान करे। अचानक बरगद का दरख्त एक तरफ हटा और एक छुपा हुआ रास्ता खुल गया। आयान आगे बढ़ा तो उसे एक साफ शफाफ नदी नजर आई। नदी के पानी में रंगीन पत्थर साफ दिखाई दे रहे थे। जैसे ही आयान नदी पार करने लगा, एक आवाज आई, रुक जाओ बेटे। सामने एक बूढ़ा शख्स खड़ा था जिसके हाथ में 2 छड़ियां थीं। बूढ़े ने पूछा, क्या तुमने मेरी सोने की छड़ी देखी है? शायद नदी में गिर गई है। आयान ने पानी में देखा, वहां एक सोने की छड़ी थी और एक लकड़ी की पुरानी छड़ी भी थी। आयान ने गोता लगाया और सिर्फ लकड़ी की पुरानी छड़ी निकालकर बूढ़े को दे दी। वो बोला, बाबा जी, मुझे सिर्फ यही लकड़ी की पुरानी छड़ी मिली है। बूढ़ा मुस्कुराया और रोशनी में बदल गया। वो दरअसल जंगल का मुहाफिज था। उसने कहा, आयान, तुमने लालच नहीं किया, सच का साथ दिया। उसने आयान को एक जादुई पत्थर दिया जो अंधेरे में रास्ता दिखाता था। कई घंटों के सफर के बाद आखिरकार आयान चमकती हुई झील तक पहुंच गया। अचानक झील के किनारे एक खूबसूरत परी नमूदार हुई। परी ने नरमी से कहा, आयान, तुमने सब इम्तिहान पास कर लिए। आयान ने जवाब दिया, मुझे अपने लिए कुछ नहीं चाहिए, बस मेरे गांव के बीमार लोग ठीक हो जाएं और हमारे खेत हरे भरे रहें। परी खुश हो गई। उसने जादुई पानी की बोतल आयान को दी और एक खास ताकत भी अता की। जब आयान वापस गांव पहुंचा तो सब खुश हो गए। पूरा गांव सेहतमंद और खुशहाल हो गया और आयान नूराबाद का हीरो बन गया। सबक: दूसरों की मदद सबसे बड़ी नेकी है। सच बोलने से रास्ते आसान होते हैं और बेगर्जी ही असल कामयाबी है।